what it sounds like. I did not keep up the album
Yeah, we need to get an intro together.
Just send me the past
Uh,
clips and I can just put one together.
all right, say no more.
Mhm.
All right, what's good, family? Blerd Approved Entertainment, Blerd Cartel, it's good, Zell Nobel. Um, Today we're going to do we kind of a little crossing the boundaries right now. Got a couple of my boys from Then and Now. Got my boy Monterey from the Roundtable Discussion. You got me from What It Sound Like. And we just wanted to kind of go into this Kendrick album. It's just like a little special episode, you know what I mean? It's just a live discussion, a little informal. So we're going to just get into it. We're going to go through the album from beginning to end pretty much. You know, we might get into one song that's a little deep, and we might not get cover other songs as much, but we're going to try to get into the whole thing. But how y'all doing though? Y'all can introduce yourselves if y'all want.
I'll start. I'm good, man. I'm actually great because it's not a whole lot of chances I get to talk to my boy Zell over here, bro. So I mean,
What's up, bro?
and then my Ray. I mean, we talked a few times, but we ain't talked enough. So getting a chance to pick your brain about some Kendrick, especially, I'm looking forward to it right here. So
What up, y'all? How y'all doing? I think this is my first time meeting. Is it Monterey? How do you pronounce your name again? My bad, bro.
You good, man? Go ahead.
Monterey, yeah.
My first time meeting him. Nice to meet my brother. Obviously, Zell. You know, Zell to go and get to chat with Zell about music a good little bit. So that's always a good time. I'm great, man. The semester's over with, so I can breathe now. I can breathe like on cry.
What's up, everybody? Yeah, your boy Monterey Hudson. Like I said, crossing a little boundaries. Normally, we only have for the anime, the comics, but I'm like, I know a little bit something about music, just a little bit. So I'm like, let me come in here, talk about this Kendrick album that's been the talk of the entire weekend, and just share some thoughts.
Yeah, sound good, man. Well, all right, let's get right into it, man. How do y'all think? How do y'all think about how he started the album? United in Grief. It's the first song. What was
This
the main?
man is spitting. Right, so,
I grieve different.
Right, I grieve different.
Let's come
So-
on, nigga. You may
I
not know
would
nothing.
say it was a wake up call, I would say, to everybody that expected something different. Like, okay, it's just gonna be another Kendrick album banger. Then United just came out like this is not gonna be the normal album that you're
Mhm.
expecting. And it to me is just a straight wake up call. Like, oh, okay, Kendrick, this is gonna be some 5 years of some stuff you're gonna get off your chest. Oh, okay, you know I'm here for it. So that's what I got off first. It's like, oh, okay, this.
That's
And
what
what I
I
thought.
really feel like this album was. Like Kendrick was just kind of like accumulating experience these last 6 years, bro, and then just I'm putting these tracks out. Like
Right.
you gonna hear my thoughts, you gonna hear my feelings, and man, he came out with a bang. It didn't sound like anything else. Like you know how like you can kind of sonically sound like hear what an intro to a rap album sound like, ain't sound nothing like that, like whatsoever.
Nah.
And I mean, he's just showing off his rap skills, so I'm always happy about to see that.
I thought it was so dope how he said, 1,855 days, like he was counting too. When we like, yo, we need this music from Kendrick, like
Yes.
He know we was waiting. He know we was waiting, bro.
he counting down. I'm like, all right, so you know that we've been looking for you, and I like that kind of in the beginning of this. He's like, he's letting us know like this is where he's coming from in the album. Like he's the voice of God right now. Like he was at writer's block, didn't even know. Like even if he didn't obviously get a message directly from God, he feels like this is what a message that needs to be said right now. So
Just what God feel like.
Yeah,
that's my boy, man. So yeah, I thought that was I
gotta
knew
say-
that we were about to get into something big when I hear that. I had writer's block and now I'm tapping into God. Like I knew, you know what I mean? But get some.
When we ready to talk about N95, though, 'cause,
Oh, speaking of that, especially with the video that came out yesterday with N95 as well, with all
you
of
got the video?
He dropped the video?
Yeah, he dropped the video
Yeah,
for it,
it
man.
dropped yesterday. Like the symbolism he put in there.
Gotta look at it. See, this song in particular really got me because y'all already like for people that don't know, Damn is my favorite Kendrick album. I feel like it's a cohesive project. It's like again, it plays like a movie. I love it so much. So I feel like on that track, in particular, I got damn vibes in like the intro before he get into the song.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, damn, he's about to do something crazy off this. And again, it played like a movie because I think he does it a lot with a lot of tracks on this album where he'll build a beat up. So like you feel him starting to get more passionate as he's like going on because the beat will start getting like he'll start adding layers to it. And as the layers are coming in, he's getting more and more intense with the bars and shit. And I'm just like, damn, this is like not I don't
Beat
get
changes
overwhelmed, but it's like
six
it's
times.
right. It's a legit experience. I'm just enjoying, especially the first listen. It's like, damn, I was excited, man. It was dope.
Yeah, the song N95 automatically it reminded me of the Art of Peer Pressure. You know, sit your bitch ass down, listen to this true motherfucking story. So I can that's but this show he's like, hello new world, all the boys and girls. I got some true stories to tell.
It was weird because he left off on like a weird note there too.
He did. Like to me, N95 spoke. I like it most because he's basically calling people out. Like,
yes, he is.
Take off the glasses, take off all the masks, take off everything, and look at life. Look at what it really is. Like, I ain't got time for all that. I always resonate with that with characters. Like,
and then
show who you are. And
then he said, "You ugly as fuck."
I was gonna get on the game. I was gonna get the PlayStation party with Otis.
This is not easy. Like, take off the clout chasers. Come on with it. Like, okay, like that's my quote for the rest of the month. Like, take off the clout chasers. That's what's gonna be viral. It's gonna be on Twitter. You already got me already. Take off the clout chasers. Come on with it.
Ooh, greetings from Ghana, where Kendrick is currently.
Word.
Y'all treat my boy well while he out there. You know what I mean? He's doing a service to the world. And thank you for tuning in, man.
Sure. Yeah, I'm gonna be saying you out of pocket for a good 2 months. I think.
Oh, can we talk? Wait, I forgot. Even on the first two, the beats, like the instrumentation on these songs, man, like they're not.
Piano is crazy.
So,
like,
I was literally just talking to Charlie a few days ago how like the production on I've Never Liked You is like some of the best production I've heard. Just
I told this production to me seems like a combination of like damning like Yeezus almost, where it's like kind of like unorthodox, but it still sonically makes sense at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Like he'll play certain patterns, or I don't know how to explain it. It's just weird, but it sounds good.
No, he's intentionally taking some like the parts that you throw away from music and making songs out of it. Like it's really hard to do.
Yo,
like,
it's jazz, bro.
Like,
we saw it in the Pimp a Butterfly, bro. He's a jazz mind. Like, yeah, he's not playing the right note. He's not playing the notes he's supposed to be playing. Like, you know what I mean? That's that jazz, that jazz feel. Man,
so, do y'all know who produced most of this album? Is it just a bunch of different random producers, or is it like
it's a lot of different producers on it? But I know Soundwave had a lot to do with the album. He usually does.
Love Soundwave.
Beautiful. It was nice.
Yeah, isn't Soundwave? That's Good Kid, Mad City, right?
Mm-hmm.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, Soundwave. He did his thing on here, man. The beats were, to me, it felt like Good Kid, Mad City mixed with To Pimp a Butterfly. That's what it felt like.
It really felt like a culmination of like all his experience.
All of them.
Like you heard bits and pieces. You heard flows he hasn't used since Good Kid, Mad City. You hear some Section 80 vibes in there. I was like, man, this is he. You can tell in that time that he was gone, he really went through his own catalog and culminated like his own experiences and put it together for this. Because this is well done. Like you can't. You might not like that type of sound, like you might not be willing to expand your mind to listen to something like that, but like it's almost undeniable the quality of like the production, bro. Like how do you make something that sounds like that and be an amateur? You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy because it's made me feel even more like whenever like him or Cole take that 6-year hiatus, anybody else that drops music, it feels like they're just placeholders for whenever they drop again. Like whenever they come back, we know it could be something up, and it's like, yeah, Drake, you hard, bro. But we know we waiting on Kendrick and Cole to drop, so we know they working on.
Drake makes placeholder music. That's what he does. He puts out all the music to fill in the space for everybody else and that's how he stays like ahead of the game. It's like, oh, you know, y'all waiting for the big album. They listen to my features from 3 weeks ago. Like I'm good. Like it's whatever. Yeah, it's place on me.
Oh, the shots fired.
It's not even a shot because like
And he likes Drake.
I love Drake. I don't like that is like my favorite artist for the most
of
part.
him putting out multiple albums does help him stay relevant, even though the majority of the albums are not nowhere near like his top three.
He's a pop star, not a doctor.
Yes.
Definitely understand it.
Drake is a pop star. Yes, he is.
But as far as Kendrick, I greatly respect. I respect this album because it more so shows the growth that a lot of artists just tend not to have as far as all of their albums. Like you can literally see so much of his growth as an artist through this album, through the music selection, through the conversations that he's generally having with the listener. Because it's more so just, I'm going to share my thoughts with you and I want you to reflect on what they are. Not necessarily I'm going to be a savior, but I want you to use my experiences to save yourself. And I love interpretation. I love it. I really do.
All right,
I love
look.
how things so
bad.
like,
Go ahead, you good, bro.
no, you're good.
I was just about to say worldwide steppers.
Kodak.
That's the first time we heard Kodak Black.
Oh my goodness. That might be my favorite song on the album, bro. It might be.
Well, I'm a killer, he's a killer, she's a killer.
It's not my favorite, but I do like it.
We say germophobic, hetero, and homophobic.
Family.
He's like, oh my god.
It's one that made me think about family.
Was that the one where he gave like the Pfizer bar about people calling COVID like the mark of the beast?
Yeah.
And then like the Pfizer, I was like, damn, dude, like went through a
wait. I don't. No. That wasn't it.
Was that coming
up later? That was later. I know what song you're talking about though. But yeah, hold on. When I first heard that Kodak, because I was on Kodak Black strike because
I kind of still
pled guilty to the rape charge and everything. So I was on Kodak Black strike, but you know what I mean. But Kendrick had him on the joint. I'm like, oh, what's going on?
That's the thing. Like, if Kendrick gives you the seal of approval, like I can't hate you no more. Like I can't.
All right. Look. Now.
I can't argue. I cannot argue with
it. Like I gave him the chance on the album. I was like, all right, it's not like I'm gonna just it's Kodak, so I'm pressing. I'm gonna see what he's gonna bring to the album, because obviously if he's on here, it's not just like a rap song. Like the way Kendrick puts his albums together is like meanings behind it, and he's aware of things and he knows how you're gonna take it. So and if he does it anyway, you gotta, you know what I mean? I start paying attention. So that's what made me start paying attention to the album. But other than that song, the lyricism on there was incredible. But I was incredibly wary when I saw Kodak on there. But
I was sweating. I was like, is he about to fuck this up? Is this about to be a King's Dam situation?
Oh God, King's dead.
King's dead. I was scared as hell.
I was like, don't do it.
No, he didn't. Thank God.
Even when you break out things of the interracial, when you breaking out of screwing with the white woman, and it's okay. Back out in Copenhagen, you admitting that you're cheating, you admitting your wrongdoing during your song that people have thought they were gonna do, or like anything, you admitting your wrongdoing mid-song, even with interracial tones, and it's just like
I'm ready to see him interviewed about this shit, like just like the talk he had with like his girl and shit like that. Like how did I want to see like what happened as you were going through this whole process of like creating it. Like what were you thinking? What were other people thinking?
Yeah, he blew my mind a little bit with that the first time the white girl John that he blew my mind with that.
From Eddie's hands, boy.
And then I give him props for that song because it brings up his own addictions that he's dealing with. You know, most rappers are like, okay, I'm dealing with the drugs, I'm dealing with the drinking. And he's like, no, I don't do none of that. But I'm dealing with the love of women. Sex is my addiction. I'm letting you know that this is also something else that's a problem that most people aren't just gonna admit. That you can look at my experience and they're like, this is what started to ruin me. Like my addiction is love of women. Like that's my addiction. This is how it happened. This is when it started happening. Like I can put that in a song and just let you see that there's more than just this rap life and just drugs and just letting you know everybody I done killed and all this kind of stuff. Now this is me. This is my struggle.
Right.
I mean, like that's a different level of bravery to be that level introspective and put that into the world. Like you're Kendrick Lamar, so this is an album that the entire planet is going to listen to, essentially.
Right.
So to be willing to do that and do it that eloquently, I mean, that's testament to him, I guess. I mean, oh my goodness. No. Let me stop talking. I don't want to keep gushing over this album. But I'm going to keep gushing over this album.
Next joint was Die Hard. Die Hard is one of my favorite tracks on the album. That's the one with what's his name? Bliss or Black?
I think it's Blast.
Blast. I thought it was Blessed.
Is it Blessed?
Is it blessed or blessed?
Is that how you pronounce that?
I thought you pronounced it Blessed, but
you're probably right. You're probably right. I thought it was Blast.
You said 6 lakh? Nah.
No, 6 lakh.
Nah. But yeah, it has I'm gonna call him Blessed. And Amanda, what's her name? Amanda Reefer? Her name? Yeah. Amanda Reefer. They did a good job on this song. Kendrick started harmonizing or something right now.
He was hitting scissor notes. He was legit hitting scissor notes in that song, bro. That's a compliment. Like, I mean,
bad.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a fan of SZA. SZA's pretty dope to me. So I mean, but like for sure, like she coached him through those notes he was hitting. She had to, because like she's the only person I know that hits notes like that in their songs.
That was crazy. I didn't expect Kendrick to be flowing like that on that song, but he did.
That's probably gonna be like the one that's on the radio the most. Like,
I haven't tuned into the radio.
I don't think he has like a radio hit on this album. Like he didn't have like a humble on here. Does he?
He do.
That's a radio hit to me.
I love you. I'm keeping the beam with you, but the Purple Hearts is already going to be a hit the second that hits the radio. It's gonna be real.
Was that? Oh, is that the Summer Walker?
That's the one with Summer Walker and Ghostface. That is going to hit the radio and be done.
Oh, wait.
Already.
We got.
That's in my top 3 on this joint. That's in my top 3.
We got Logan in here, y'all. Taizuku. Oh, my bad. What's
welcome?
Good?
What up, dog?
Taizuku, man. How you doing, my guy?
I'm doing great. How y'all doing?
Good, man.
Radio, it's over with. You're probably gonna put N95 on radio anyway because it has a music video to it already.
Yeah.
It came out the day after, which I wasn't expecting that to be one of the music video ones. If I gotta be real, I didn't expect that one.
That one, if he, what is the name of the song?
Like, I expected Purple Hearts, maybe Father Time, depending on how he wants to show that, which is my favorite one on the album. I ain't gonna say that, but I expected that, Purple Hearts, and probably Silent Hill with Kodak.
I want Silent Hill to be a video.
Yeah,
that's one I expected. I didn't expect N95, so at this point, I'm gonna be surprised by what else come out with.
I thought Mr. Pride would be the radio hit. Honestly, just that being like that. Whenever I see a song and it's like the name of the album, I imagine that being like what you like. That's your punctuation on your album. Like, that's your staple piece in my head.
I mean, you didn't do that with Good Kid.
I don't think there's one of them there. I can agree with it.
Nah, I mean, Good Kid, Mad City did, I think, have radio play, but I think the main song was what was it? Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Don't Kill My Vibe. Swimming Pools.
Yeah, I don't think
it was definitely Swimming Pools.
What else was it? I think it was Mad City, right?
It's like Good Kill or Mad City wasn't like heavy on the radio. They got there eventually, but they weren't like the main song.
Yeah.
But Logan, we went through United in Grief, N95, Worldwide Steppers, and now we on Die Hard. I mean, you want to weigh in on any of those songs right now while we got you?
Not super heavy. I mean, like, I like those songs. I feel like they really set the tone for the project, and they start moving it. And like this project to me is like kind of like funky, and like it really like starts setting that tone. And you start getting a little play with all the themes of the project. You know, you get a little bit of that. Oh, y'all been lied to, and indoctrination, and kind of like being a slave to tradition. Um, and like I feel like Die Hard is really like setting up the whole theme of like righteous love. I feel like is the overarching theme of the project, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So it really starts pushing it in that direction there.
Yeah. Another quick thing. One thing I really enjoy that he does, that he challenges what we perceive as our culture in regards like the drugs or the shit that you see in music that we perpetuate a lot in that kind of medium. Like he does that and he's like, nigga, no, that's not what our culture is. That's not what we should be putting attention into. Like that shit's dangerous. Obviously, it's like something that he's spoken about before previously, but I think he just says it in a more, not in a more eloquent way, but just in a different way that I really I fuck with. Really a bit.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of lyricism. We're going not just for the song, but for the whole album, just like kind of undoing the programming that we, as Black people, have kind of been drilled into us. So, I mean, I think that was a major theme in the Wild album as well, along with you know, being able just to genuinely love yourself.
All right.
All right. What about Father Time? I got some words about Father Time, man. This joint was crazy. My man said, I got daddy issues, and that's on me. Sheesh.
Man,
a lot of bravery.
I think Father Time is probably gonna hit harder with every man in some form, because even if you have a perfect father relationship, it lets you reflect on his own and just the differences that he had to deal with his dad and the things he was told, and the expectation of manhood generally coming up through life and all that action. And it's gonna make you approach your own fatherhood and like, okay, what am I gonna do for my children? What kind of legacy am I gonna leave with them? What kind of mindset am I gonna leave them with? I love Father Time. That is my favorite song on the entire.
That's for sure, man. Radio. It's the most melodic song on the.
It hits so hard, especially if you have any kind of father issues. You know, to anybody listening, whatever, to each their own. But anybody that has any kind of father issues, it's gonna make you think of your own and what did the effect of your father leave on you? Like, what did that relationship do to you? All right.
Wait, so Father Time has been on the radio?
No. I think it will be.
I haven't heard.
I don't think they're ready for that to be on the radio.
No, it's gonna hit hard. I haven't heard any songs of Kendrick's on the radio, so I don't necessarily know. I'm just going. If I had to guess by the one he chose to make the music video on, I'm guessing N95 is going to be pushed.
Right.
But I don't know. But Father Time is going to hit hard for anybody. And I know a lot of people were focusing on the one line with the Kanye and Drake friendship thing. Like maybe a lot of people love quoting that, and I'm like, yeah, that's nice, but that's not even the main point of the song.
Small to the
song.
I don't even think niggas understand what he was trying. Like with that one, I interpreted that as they did a great thing, but I'm not there yet. I need to get to that point where I can forgive and forget. Well, not forgive, I can forgive. Shit like that.
It's like I see that they doing that. Aren't they supposed to be men? Aren't they supposed to be in competition? Aren't they supposed to be fighting each other right now? Like they were just fighting, right? Why are they together? I guess I got some healing to do. Like
yeah, like I think it's like really interesting. Like he was mentioning how a lot of men were never raised to be a father, so they like do gangster shit and they like make that into manhood, and that's true. I see that constantly. Like, you know, like I see a lot of men that like they don't do any of the things that I would typically ascribe to manhood, you know, like taking care of your children, like building a house, you know, being the breadwinner, you know, stepping up to responsibility. They don't do any of that. All they do is talk street shit, and because of that, they the man, you know, big man, and it's like I don't know if you're big man just because of that, you know.
All right.
Oh, and
the
when
thing
he
I
said,
really fuck.
Oh, go ahead.
No, this is my last thing on it. On this particular song that I really fuck with is that he spoke on. I think he was talking to women in particular, like, "Hey, I have my father issues, so give me some slack because I'm dealing with shit. But it's not an excuse for me to not try to improve." Like he was like, "I have my shit, but I need to work to get better and as a person. Like it's not. It's like I have my issue, but it's not an excuse Really,
Yeah.
I think he's trying to get around to, and I really fuck with that.
Yeah, and he was also talking about giving the women a break.
Yeah,
I
give
think
women a
that's
break. Grown
like for
men
real.
with
Yeah, no,
daddy
for
issues.
real. Like for real. Like a lot has fallen on women's shoulders in society in general, and like women lead civil rights movements, women lead workers' revolutions and things like that. Like they do a lot, and a lot of men sit back and let them.
Even on the surface level of, we always say that girls got daddy issues. They're the main ones we always point to, like, yo, this girl got daddy issues. So let's give the girls a break. Hold up, and let's reflect real quick.
Man,
And
he
like,
just let you know that issues are not according to gender.
nah,
Right.
We have them too. That's
yeah.
on me.
And when he said, I salute, he said, for you, all my homies that figure out how to do it without a father, he said, I salute you and may your blessings be neutral to your childless. Like, that's heavy, man.
Because that's true. Like, fatherhood is not an easy thing to do. Growing up as a man is not an easy thing to do. And when you don't really have that father figure, that male role model to take after that example, we out here in the streets and we learning by trial and error. And life does not give you easy tests when it comes to trial and error. He letting you know that now. Like the struggles I've dealt with, I'm pretty sure there's many people that are like, man, I've had that same thing happen. Me and my dad never talked like that. They was never here for me. My mom, man, I salute you, because even us standing here today, or at least for myself, standing here today, it still ain't easy.
Yeah, the daddy issues kept me competitive. That's a fact, nigga. I don't give a fuck with the narrative. I am that nigga. Like that just showed
Like
the toxicity that is programmed into us. Like we can't do no wrong.
Like I think Shaq might listen to that song and cry. Like just listening to some of the stuff that I've seen with him and his dad, like he might listen to that and bawl, because it's a lot of real shit in there. Like the machismo that gets programmed into us. Like he's legit unpacking that on a song. Like who else does that? Who else unpacks trauma to that degree for everyone to listen to? Like that is. It's already hard enough for us to admit as men that we have any type of mental issues or impairments ever anyway. To do that on a track, like this is a different level.
Yeah, like for the whole world to hear, like he put us on blast.
And then going to the thing, like, give women a chance. Like at least women are brave enough to put daddy issues on a t-shirt and wear that shit, right? A man won't say that ever. He will go to the grave not saying that he was.
Take that on the chin and keep moving. That's how we.
No, like most men are so hardened they would never even call their dad daddy. Like they would not even use those words. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've never called my dad daddy. I don't think I've ever done that once.
I feel like for though. I feel like at some point you used to. There's like a certain point where people just don't anymore.
No, you think that, but people that have healthy relationships with their parents call them daddy and mommy their whole lives.
Oh.
All right, y'all. So we're gonna move to the rich interlude. Y'all know what that is, right? That's Kodak,
too, right?
Kodak acting like a little poet or something out here.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Like he trying to be different, man.
Rich nigga, hold on. Suck after the
Kodak
show.
been doing that. All right,
like,
I'm not gonna act like Kodak haven't been doing that, but
I'm not gonna lie. I was like,
get it again.
Yeah. I gotta see some more out of that, because you can make a list.
Like, I'm not gonna lie.
He got a track on Future's album too, and that's
he did that on a Future track.
Not a typical Kodak song either.
Yeah, sorry.
Spoken poetry, I would believe you, nigga.
This one's a skippable for me.
I wasn't feeling the interlude. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like,
yeah, all right, that's fine. Me, I just was listening to it like it was like I guess because this is all co-signed by Kendrick, is like me. I'm trying to listen to it through his ears, kind of like taking this little like troubled boy and like seeing what really makes him tick. Like, and at the end of the day, it might be kind of similar to what would make you tick. You know what I mean? So that's what I pulled from that little interlude.
See, niggas, I don't know what it is about him in particular, but like even Cole, like on a couple of tracks, is like talking about Kodak and redeeming him and shit. Like niggas really fuck with Kodak, like they want him to do better.
Well, he said
multiple artists of that caliber are like, all right, nigga, come on, do better. We're gonna help you get there. Da, da, da.
Yeah,
he's a product of his environment.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I took that song as like kind of like and a view into what it's like to be young and in the rap game, and people are like selling you the tale of how they're gonna make you rich and how they're like he was talking about entrapment, how it's like they're giving you all these things that you want. You know, you're getting your dick sucked after the show, you're getting all this money and all this stuff, and essentially you're tap dancing. Which was another recurring theme on this project, is tap dancing. So I mean, that's just the way I take it. It's like this. It's like a quick blurb of indoctrinating young people into rap.
Right. And yeah,
because the song right after is "Rich Nigga."
No, Rich Spirit.
Same thing. Nigga spirits.
All right, I like Rich Spirit is one of my favorite songs on the album. One of my favorite Johns, man. That's my default John. You know what I mean? The Rich Spirit on.
Like I
feel like it kind of makes me okay with being by myself. Like I feel like I could play this and it uplifts me. Like the just like I guess my spirit specifically. Like it I don't know how to explain it. It enriches my spirit, I guess. Like, you know what I mean? Like it makes me feel like I'll be okay doing my own personal growth. I'll be okay. Like he says, what he say? Can't mess with you no more. I'm fasting. You know what I mean? That part really like speaks to me because it's like you spending all your time trying to uplift someone. It almost like feels like the limits to loyalty. You know what I mean?
Stop playing with me before I turn you to a song. Son, what? That's real shit.
Right.
Rich Spirit, I think this would be.
Yeah. So that. Go ahead.
Like to me, it's just one of the bangers. It's just one of the jams. Okay, let me give you a little something you can just jam to, just ride to. It don't really have like a super amount of depth to it. It's just okay. This is just gonna be one like. Bitch, I'm attractive. Like, okay, I'm just gonna keep the balance. This is just how I deal with your criticism. Just something that you can just roll to. Like this ain't really super deep. So like to me, yeah, it's a cool jam or whatever. Not something I'm just gonna like focus on. Like I like it. It ain't just layers on layers on layers of stuff to just reach people.
I'm what you just said. The N95. I said that earlier. That's my shit. That's my shit.
Give me that, brother.
That video was wild.
I gotta see the video. I didn't even know there was a video for them.
That book is wild.
No, like Free Spirit. Well, Rich Spirit. Like it's along with being a vibe. You just kind of get that energy of like like sometimes you do have to get to that point where you can't put all your energy into trying to help the next person too. Because like I mean, eventually that's gonna pull you down. So I don't know. It was. That was one of the lighter messages in the album, but like I mean, every song had something in it. You know what I'm saying? That's something I respect to Kendrick, because like you don't get that from anyone else. Like how many albums can you listen to legit and actually learn a lesson on every song?
Man, like this was like a nice uplifting song, and he still hit you with the. Like, I hope you really praying, and you're not just praying on your timelines. You know what I mean?
Right.
Also, prayers look way better that way. Like he's still just laying like good messages on you, even though he putting on something that you could just cruise to.
It's definitely a song to vibe to, like put on a car and you driving. Yeah, it's one of those.
Y'all know what the next song is, right?
Next song. Oh man.
Man,
baby boy.
Baby boy. Out of this. I don't even call it a song. I got so much entertainment out of this. I really did. right?
I
don't care. Like this is a perfect example of a lot of relationships And I'm like, he's just like, I'm gonna tell y'all, this is my toxic relationship that I probably went through. This is how a lot of y'all's is. It even ends how a lot of y'all's probably ends. And I'm gonna tell you right now, this is not how relationships should be.
No.
And
At all.
I'm gonna let y'all listen to it to see how crazy this sounds. And then when you compare it to your own, you be like, this is how my relationship is. Yeah, that's how crazy yours possibly is. I got such entertainment. Oh my gosh. I'm good. I got entertainment.
This song in particular, bro, I listened to it, and then like the next song hit, and I was like, let me go back and hear that shit one more time. I was like, that nigga wildin', bro.
Yeah, that was one of the songs I felt a little guilty, like having to run back.
Like, I listened to this at work, and when they started screaming, I was like, "Yo!" I was just looking around, like,
yo, hold on. Did y'all hear that hook?
Yeah. Also, my favorite part of that song is near the end, where he tries to like really like put her in her place, and she's like, "Explain, nigga." Like, and he keeps trying.
Go ahead.
Like, what are you talking about, bro? What the fuck is you talking about? And I'm like, no, this is how niggas be. Like, that's exactly how niggas be. They just start saying shit. Like,
why R&B bitches don't feature on nobody on each other's songs?
He's like, yo, you be listening to R. Kelly. It's like, okay. Can I have my car keys now? Like, what are we doing?
No, look. Taylor Page did a great job. She's just an actress, but she did a really good job.
Yeah. She's just an actress?
She's just an actress, but
bruh, nigga, I thought I was like a rapper I ain't never heard of. I was like, let me look at her shit, bro. Her shit always.
She did a thing.
She
like
that.
The whole album just felt like, I hate you, Jody. I'm not sorry. The whole song. I hate you, Jody. I hate you, Jody.
Yeah.
I love you, Jody. I love you, Jody.
What was that song on To Pimp a Butterfly? Where he's like drunk on the mic.
I love that. You talking about you?
Yeah.
Oh,
This song was just like that.
I love that song.
Yeah, it was like such a strong vibe.
It was like a part two to it.
Yeah, it was, and it's like I believed everything Miss Page said. Like, I believed the fuck out of that. Like, I was like, yo, she hurt right now. Like,
she channeled some stuff. She
not just acting
for real.
No, but like the conversation was just so real though. Like, I feel like a lot of things that they were saying was some things that actually need to be said to people in relationships. Like, you.
Wait. And you could just get it from the song. You don't gotta like. You don't gotta say it to your shorty. You don't gotta say it to you.
Oh yeah, right.
Listen to the song, bro. Like,
and then at the very end, stop tap dancing around the issue. By the way,
right? Ooh.
No, what really got me was in the beginning, like when they said, "This is what the world sound like," because it to me it took it past like just two people in a relationship, and it takes it more towards like men and women blaming each other in general, like, you know what I mean, like just our overall attitudes towards each other and our overall like issues with each other, and just the blame that gets passed back and forth. But really what we really want is to like love each other at the end of the day, like, you know what I mean? But there's a lot of blame, and there's a lot of subtext to all of that. There's a lot of water under the bridge, like.
Yeah, it's like the only thing he was really missing was like the classic internet arguments, you know, who gets the plate first and shit like that. That's the only thing he was really missing. Like, if he had put that in, that whole conversation sound like something I see on Facebook every day.
Right. Hey man, I gotta take off. I appreciate y'all. I love this album. Wish I could talk about the rest of it with y'all, but y'all have a good day, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you.
Man, peace.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. It's lit, Otis.
All right, brother. See you in a little bit. So, but you're completely right, Sabiko. Like, it's so like every time I listen to that song, I hear more and more.
I'm talking about the.
Go ahead. No, I just hear more and more. It's like, man, like bottom line, like the thing that I got the most is just we just need to have more of these tough conversations between men and women in general to kind of come to a better understanding of how to operate around each other in social spaces. But like, I don't know.
What was the craziest thing to me hearing this song? I showed my boy the song Kim by Eminem like a couple days before this album came out. And then this album came out. I'm like, bro, you gotta hear this joint now. Because they're very comparable. Like this one's just like a little bit more relatable, but like the two people playing their roles, bro, crazy. The guy writing both of the arguments, crazy. But yeah, I like the song. I thought it was real creative.
You think this is gonna end up on the radio?
Never.
My relationship cannot.
I hope it's a video for it. I pray that he makes it.
No, I hope that is not a video for it.
Oh, my relationship does not ever get to that point. Oh,
Yo, that's like if there's a video for it, it needs to be like a Kanye and a Kim Kardashian lookalike. Like
and just have Pete Davidson actually walk through.
Yeah.
All right, so we got let's move to Purple Hearts. That joint got Summer Walker and Ghostface Killah on there.
This better be on the radio. It better have a video. This was some of the best musically I enjoyed listening to. I really did. This was one I was feeling okay.
Yeah,
something different.
You hear love talking. Wait.
Summer Walker talking about real love. Okay, so I don't know about that being real love, but outside of that, we good. Like I love Purple Hearts.
Real love. If you really loved her, you'd be eating her ass, dog.
Oh, okay. I don't know about that person. Summer, like
if you really loved her,
have
get
that.
some head on the balcony, bro. Like you heard her. It's facts.
Like you can have that, but I felt it. I'm okay. I'm good with it. It's a nice little jam. It's the one I remember hearing about first. People was like, "Oh no, this was the one that's gonna be on the radio and everything." Okay, it's nice. Something like almost like Rich Spears. Like it's something you can just be with, just chill to. I'm okay. I miss it. I'm cool with it.
Yeah, like sonically, I mean, it sounds like your typical like '90s song, but it's got the modern day bass to it. It's musically, it's a nice jam. It's a jam. That's something your parents can listen to, and vibe to. Until they say, "Shut the fuck up," when you hear love. My parents take that well. I can't say that about everybody's parents.
It's almost cookout of music.
Right.
Yeah, I think it was in a good spot for the last song. You know what I mean? Like after all of that arguing, y'all screaming over how much y'all hate each other. Shut the fuck up when you hear love talking.
Yeah, it brings you back.
Yeah, I also feel like it's a breaking of the fourth wall. It's like directly to like listeners, especially listeners that don't want to hear that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I agree with that too. I was thinking that same thing.
Wait, last song.
He means the song before.
No, that's not. This is the last song. This is the last song on side A.
Right.
The last one with Top Dog.
Yeah, so the next song is Count Me Out. I also like that song. I guess is Mr. Duckworth.
Like, this is sort of like the down point for me. This is the beginning of like this and the next song that sort of lowered me. I was like, okay, now we got it can't be 18 songs of just like straight mind blowing fire. I know that this is where it started to like sort of tone down for me. Little jams, look alright, but okay.
Yeah, I thought this was a good I guess you'd call it interlude, like an actual interlude. I thought this was a good like transition from one sound to another because it was just like nice and calm. And it's not too much instrumentation. It's almost like, you know what I mean? It's just like this real organic, you know what I mean, acoustic type of deal.
Like for the first, I think like 45 seconds of the song, there is not a drum, and it's all of his flow. So like to be able to carry a song sonically to be able to do that for a minute just off of your riffs and bars, like that's always impressive to me.
I feel like this is a sleeper radio song. this is something that if this project like gets really popular, this is like a runner up radio track, you know, that comes out near the tail end of its hype. Like it could definitely be on the radio. I think it's got a lot of appeal too. Like there's a lot of things I really like about this song. It's probably like within my top, like I don't know, 6 or so tracks. Um, but I get also what Monterey is saying. It's kind of like a down point.
It's a lull, yeah. Sure.
And I mean that's pretty natural after you have like a super high energy song like and we just came off of We Cry Together, you know, even still. So it's like it's like, okay, this is relaxing right now. You know, this sounds like something you can just turn on and like clean the house to and like, you know, just be chilling.
Yeah, I almost feel like Purple Hearts was more like Summer Walker and Ghostface like carrying the song, and then like this song is like, all right, Kendrick's back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This gave me poetic justice type vibes, like, you know, just like the more melodic Kendrick. But I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. That's probably like, I think we're around where Logan is, like top 5, top 6. I really enjoyed it. But like it's not a song that like, you know, you listen to the amp up. Like that is another just chill coast song, maybe like on the drive, something like that.
Yeah. Or like you a lot of this project I think is a specific genre I like to call 2K menu music. Where like I can hear like this whole project in 2K menus. Yeah. And like this track is one of those for sure.
I would be happy to hear this on the 2K.
Yeah, count me out. That'll be good. That's a good 2K joint.
Yeah, that could be on like some radio, some 2K. You know, it could be out. That one that you can spread. You can spread that
GTA joint dropping in the video.
Yeah, like no, like Silent Hill is like exactly that. You know, like that's like you just turned on 2K and it's like push the
All right, wait. Before we get to Silent Hill, do y'all got any thoughts on Crown? Crown was the low point for me. That was that's the one like I feel like I still didn't absorb as much as I think is there. You know what I mean? Like
I ain't gonna lie to you, it was just there for me. It was just there.
I still got more Crown to listen to.
Like that felt like more of a tone than a song, and I gotta absorb some of that tone more to fully understand it because that one kind of went above my head.
Yeah, this one is like it just make, you know, like when this is abstract, but like this is what it gives me. Like y'all know when Charlie Brown would get like depressed and he'd be alone on the bridge with like the spotlight on him and he's like doing poetry, like that's this song. This song is Kendrick looking in the mirror and being like why are you so difficult, man?
Yo. It felt real. It felt like
he got the ball yanked from him. He just
right. He just like got to think right now. He's like, what the fuck?
It's like next time she ain't gonna move that ball again, man. Yo, that's hilarious. That is hilarious. But yeah, it's so somber and like I don't know how else to describe it. But somber.
I could feel like there's some energies in there, like. He's just playing with energy, I feel like, in this song. And he's on some artistry type of thing. But I do like the You Can't Please Everybody part. That's a really big part for me. I like that he said that like 17 times. So just from that, it's okay.
Yeah, that song is like, to me, it's like he's like begun to make the changes that he's learning about in therapy. And it's like, even though he's making those changes, he can't please everybody, you know, and he's telling himself that it's okay that you can't please everybody.
Yes. And I think it is intentional that he put it on such a non-traditional song. Can't please everybody. Like I feel like that was a thing that he did on purpose for sure.
Yes. So after that comes Silent Hill, another one of my favorite songs on the album. I hope if there's music videos coming out, I hope this is the music video we get.
I expect this one to come out. I expect
these niggas all be like, is legendary. We're all ready to be.
Like, like that got me the first time I heard it. I was like, what is this sound supposed to be? Like,
Yeah.
like,
That's the Heisman, but you're not that
what
strong.
is this supposed to be? And then I listen to it, I'm like, okay, this is the Kodak Jam. This is what I would expect. Okay, something random to get my attention, and then actually dive into the song.
Yeah,
and
this was Kendrick Cardi right here.
Like I expect this to hit a radio. Like I really do.
This is a radio song for sure.
Like
this,
I gotta
this will
expect
be on
this.
radio.
It was funny. I'm sorry, like if I ever thought, like if freaking Drake's song was gonna go wild with Future, this would be the one I would expect to do the same thing. To just be everywhere, be like, like, I'm like, this is what I expect to hear everywhere. Like
That's gonna be all over TikTok. You're gonna make up a dance to that.
I would love that.
Man.
Oh, just
That's
mad
what I
TikTok
expect.
videos.
This is a miss. This is a fun miss, but this is a miss. I'm like, okay, I'm with it.
Yeah, this was another part where I'm like, all right, so Kodak really does have a part to play in the album. I'm like, he's in this song particularly, I look at Kodak as like one of these niggas that he has to push away from him. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? He's playing a role of somebody who is kind of like Kendrick, but he has to push him away. Like he's like you said, he's going through his therapy. He can't please everybody. You know what I mean? Kodak is like his old friends and stuff that he was like running the streets with, and he has to get distance from them. Like the way Kodak, like what Kodak was rapping about were not positivity. Like, you know what I mean? He was rapping very Kodak bars. You know what I mean? And it's just, to me, also feel like Kodak Black rolling, like him being in here is significant because this whole album he's kind of talking about like how hurt people, and I feel like Kodak is a real, like, he's a real
testament
like,
to that.
Yeah, polarizing, like, yeah, testament to that. So yeah.
No,
Go ahead.
I would say for the people that he names as producers on the album, Pharrell, Baby King, Soundwave, Alchemist, Boy Wonder, and Kodak Black. So Kodak Black was the part of the actual production process of this. So hey, if he making stuff like that consistently, I can't even say I want to listen to it more. I can't say that. Get more Kendrick features, and I'll listen to more of your music for that. That's how I'll say that.
Yeah, like one criticism, I think this is the only criticism that I'm like fair, is people saying like part of this project is about sexual assault and things, and it's like Kodak has been accused of sexual assault,
Right.
So it's like weird.
Not just accused. He
right.
He pled guilty there. So, yeah.
Right. So it's like I get that.
No, I get it. I get it too. Like I definitely understand it, because if you don't like get the message that he's trying to convey, like he's trying to end generational curses. He's trying to end the shit. He's calling for forgiveness to kill it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and Kodak himself has been molested. So it's like, so, you know what I mean? He's using him as a symbol for that type of person who has been hurt, who hurts. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I understand that, and I understand why it's polarizing, and I understand why, like, it's like iffy for people. But who else like are you going to use? Like, you know what I mean? Because this is the message that he's putting in his album.
I mean, it's a risk, and I've always considered Kendrick the king of risk takers when it comes to music in any way, shape, form, or fashion. And I mean, like I said, sonically it pays off. You can't, like, I would never call the songs that Kodak are on bad songs. And I mean, like I said, if he's willing to be welcoming of them, I can at least start the process. Kodak is not necessarily on the top of my list of people in the world or rappers, but I'm willing to give anybody a chance.
All right. Well, how about Savior, the interlude? That was Baby Keem, right? Baby Keem.
Yeah, it's Keem. I almost want to link them two together, like this, and repeatedly with Savior, with Baby Keem actually rapping on the joint. Almost. I mean, Keem was spitting on it. They just had to let him have this about 3 minutes. Like, no, just go ahead and just spit for a while. Just stay some real shit. And that's most of what I got. Like, okay, Keem, this is your moment. Tell me what you're thinking, and just lead us into the next one, which is the actual Savior. I'm like, okay, I feel you spit.
I feel like Keem and Kendrick just like sit and rap next to each other all the time, and then just like slowly pick up all of each other's flows because like they just sound the same, just from different voices. Like they hit the same cadences, the same riffs. Like they are a family musically as well as real life. Like, but I appreciate it. I mean, Keem is talented. I would never call him bad. I think he might be next. We'll see. But
yeah, Baby Keem tough. He already got a Grammy off his first single.
Yeah, I'm not too crazy about his verses overall. I feel like by the end of his verses, he's always like kind of talking about whatever the fuck that has like nothing to do with the main idea. Yeah. Which is fine. But like, yeah, like I don't really. They're not the most memorable tracks to me. Like the interludes probably could have been cut out of the project, in my opinion. And I don't think they really helped the project much. But I don't mind listening to them either. They're just not really. I feel like they kind of take away.
I can understand it.
I think it's a good break from Kendrick to show to show this how good other people are and this how good he is.
I mean, Kendrick got his big break on the interlude of Drake's album, so I feel like he's kind of like giving that opportunity to.
Oh yeah, that's true too. That's true too.
I Buried Alive interlude, man. I still remember that. I can't forget that one.
All right, well, we can move to Savior, the actual song Savior. I love this song.
The cousins come back. The cousins come together.
Yes.
Like I'm like, okay, enough playing. They actually came together and like this. They'll give me a little bit. They really just started to go in on society, and this one is like, we just gonna tell y'all just how society actually looks. Like looking at the public figures.
He said, Kendrick make you think about it, but he is not.
This is another one. I think this is the one where he's quoting about Kyrie Irving and like his decisions about COVID-19. This is another one where people tend to take and just like, okay, he was talking about Kyrie, and it's like, look, Kyrie is not focused. Another one, people just take that thing and run with it. Like, no, he's talking about society, decisions with COVID, him getting COVID himself, and having him rethink about everything he thought about COVID. Because you always think something can't happen to you until it happens to you, and it makes you rethink your entire mindset about the situation as a whole. And it's just what we're touching on, but it's just another one of people taking that one line and then just running with it.
I mean, that's a famous thing with Kendrick, unfortunately. Like, to this day, right now, currently, there are still people that think swimming pools is a drinking song today.
Oh, my God. But then again, that album was one of the main ones that went over a lot of people's heads anyway. And this one definitely going to go over a lot of people's heads, just based on some of the ratings. Because I tend to try to look at ratings and stuff to see how people think. Even when looking at the ratings of this are mixed, to really say the best. Because a lot of people that are looking for this for, like, say, the bangers, the jams, you're not gonna find it in this. And then people are rating it low because it's not really something they can just like jam out to. It's like, okay, this is something I have to sit and meditate on for about 2 hours and just go dive into my own subconscious and stuff, that kind of stuff. But that is what it is.
Hey, yo, did anybody know how many times Kendrick said crackers in this album?
I think 4. I know I listened intently to every one of them. I just rewound that part over and over.
Yes, I thoroughly enjoyed Kendrick calling crackers out because he was. I
love the Tupac.
He was calling niggas out too. So don't just keep, you know what I mean. Don't think he's just coming at niggas. He coming at the crackers too. All right.
Absolutely.
Coming at everybody. Everybody can listen to this. Are you happy for me? Really though? Are you happy for me? Smile on my face, but are you happy for me? Yeah, so I really like that song. I like Keem on the hook. This dude really calling people crackers. That's hilarious. Yeah, bro. I think that's one of the biggest parts of the song. All that the Christian was saying that the vaccine is the mark of the beast. Then he caught COVID and prayed to Pfizer for relief. Sheesh. Yeah, then I caught COVID and started questioning Kyrie.
Right.
Shit. Shit. I'm in New York where he got the stigma to. I mean, he got the permission to play. Meanwhile, half the other people are out of work because they don't choose not to get the vaccine. So I mean, yeah, I don't completely agree with Kyrie's methods on things there either. But that's a whole other tangent.
Yeah, I mean, it's relevant, especially because it's like, I think that rich people telling like poor people to not get vaccines is irresponsible. Because it's like, you're rich, you can take care of yourself, you can afford every doctor, you can afford to miss work and all that shit, but poor people cannot. So it's like, I mean, I would start questioning Kyrie too.
Yeah. So, all right. I really like that song. I'm probably gonna play that as soon as this drawn over. But Auntie Diaries.
I've been waiting because I gotta say this is my other of my top three. This is my last one of the top three, and I personally think this is the beginning of the best 3-song run of the entire album. I have to say that Auntie Diaries is by far the most controversial song on the entire track. It's by far. And this one,
wait. We can't say by far because "Cry Together" was crazy.
I don't because people are even mentioning the lyrics, his use of certain words in this, comparing it to the LGBTQ, going back to the Mad City event that happened where brought her up on stage, mentioning all that, telling 2 stories of 2 transgender people, even going into the event that happened at church regarding them. It is so much to break down in 4 verses, and it blew me away the first time I heard it. Because I mean, just the first thing when it comes up and like, "No, my auntie is the man now." Like, what? Oh, huh? Like, just that's not. And then just to hear him go into it, like to hear him like the story of growing up with her taking him out, helping him to grow up, then going to his cousin, his Marianne, just everything about the song forces you to look at certain situations in life, from how church works to the words that you say, even in live performances, that how there are things that can happen that you can't necessarily take back, and just the effects that your decisions have on other people when it comes to his family and how they try to deal with the situation that happened. Man, it's so much to dive in Auntie Diary.
Yeah, there's like a couple ways to interpret like my auntie is a man now too. Like the way I've been taking it more recently, like at first I was like, oh, his aunt became a trans man. But then I started being like, no, he's realizing that his aunt is trying to appear like a man, right? And he's like, this is like him going through that understanding of his aunt as a man. He's like, oh, my aunt was my uncle, and he just didn't comprehend that. And at a young age is how I was taking it. And I think that's interesting to like think back, he's like, it's like this without his aunt doing what she did at the time, that we wouldn't even have Kendrick as he is today. This is the first person he saw rapping. This is the first person that was helping him out, giving him clean fades and stuff. He's, it was giving him perspective on what relationships were like, and all this kind of stuff is shaped by this person. And then he sees that passed down to his cousin, and then he's talking about his experience with Demetrius, who is Marianne now, and like the parallel of and the reason why I have that opinion about his aunt is because he doesn't talk about his experience with Marianne as much as he talks about his experience with Demetrius, especially like having to relearn humor and outgrow old jokes and and both of them outgrew jokes, you know, even when they weren't talking to each other that whole time. And I think that's really interesting. Um, like there's a lot to unpack there, and that I think a lot of people don't really take into consideration.
Yeah, even me, my understanding of the song, I feel like I got a lot more like diving into it to like really understand, like you know what I mean? Because the way I hear it, it all seems real normal to me. Seems real like in your face, like my auntie is a man now. Like she finally made the transition into being a dude. Like you know what I mean? He, like before he was like able to like really, you know what I mean, process the shit. She was already making this transition, and she did the transition. Now he got all the girls, he got all the ladies, but Kendrick still sees that everybody doesn't really fuck with him because he's low key a girl. Asking his mom, why don't they really like him? I don't know. Like probably because he get more bitches. They not really being straight with him about like the norms of like you know
Right.
what I mean. Like they don't really like him because homophobia. Like she's not gonna tell him that. She's just gonna be like, I don't know. They're jealous. Like you know what I mean. Like whereas when it goes to Demetrius turning to Marianne, is like the world shut down. Like you know what I mean. Like and this seems like all normal to me. Like this is what happens in the world. Like you take that. People are more accepting of women being masculine than women. I mean, women being masculine than men being feminine. You know what I mean? So like, it really the church conversation really blew my mind because in my head, Kendrick was still young. Was he still young when this conversation happened? I feel like he was still young.
I feel like the part with at the church is more recent, and the parts with the aunt are further back.
Yeah. I think so too. But like, how old do you think he was when the church thing happened? Just like early teenager?
I'm led to believe it's a couple years ago because I can't remember the exact lyric, but um, well, no, it could have been a while ago because he was talking about that was before Bruce Jenner became Caitlyn Jenner, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah. He was
Yeah.
like before Bruce. Yeah,
That's a
he
while
said
ago.
changed the
Yeah.
gender even before Bruce Jenner was.
Yeah.
That shit was crazy.
No, but I mean, I think this was an overall important song in general, just because, like, I mean, there's no like, there's no question that within our community, the Black community, like, there's still a lot of negative connotations towards the LGBT community, but of course, transgender people specifically. So I mean, to unpack those experiences for other people to be able to relate to and kind of get a better understanding of how he views the situation. I mean, I just feel like we need more things like that. Like, it's not often where you actually get to, hear a person that polarized and actually speak so blatantly on their relationship with someone in that community. Okay. I hate talking like this. You got to be so politically correct about it. Yeah.
Well, ain't really a lot else to say.
Yo, I did notice something though.
Mhm.
Even though he knows that his auntie is a man now, he's still like in the song. Sometimes he misgenders her. You know what I mean? Like he does the same thing with Marianne and all that. Like you know what I mean? Like he's supposed to say he, but it's like he says he sometimes a lot of times, but then every now and then he'll throw in a she. Like you know what I mean? Almost by accident.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? And I kind of took that as even with his understanding, like, we ain't
It's
know
the
no better.
process,
Even
right.
now, when he knows better, he's still struggling. He's still like not perfect with it. He's still like
Right, because this song is a parallel. There's two Kendricks in it, you know. Like there's the Kendrick that is still like stuck in his ways of homophobia and things like that, and then there's Kendrick that realizes that's wrong. You know, that's why I was saying like it feels like he's realizing his aunt was presenting as a man rather than just like using like the F word or like calling her some like slur for gay women. Like he's realizing he's like, oh, she's a man, right? Like she's presenting as a man this whole time. you know. But and then he talks about like how people are like, oh, in Demetrius they didn't see that in Demetrius, and he's like, oh, I saw that in Demetrius. You know? Like, he's like he saw it the whole time, you know.
Yeah,
And it's like with Demetrius, it's really
he didn't
obvious
laugh
with
at the
his
jokes. You know what I
right.
mean?
And with Demetrius, it's really obvious because with men, we have a different perception of men being gay or trans. But with his aunt, he was talking about how he was like, "Oh no, she eats pussy. Like she's she's
It's a
straight
difference.
She's
or
not gay.
yeah, right,
There's a difference. She's not
right,
gay. She pussy. Like, you know what I
right.
mean?
Like he like didn't even like get it, you know?
See, hold on. What the way I kind of took that, I thought it was like, no, she's not gay. She's a man. Like, she just don't got like she's not gay. She's a man that likes girls. Like,
Yeah,
that's all it is. Like, she just eats
Right.
pussy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's how I took it. Like, not like he was confused about homophobia, but this is because he was like, I think I'm old enough. I think I finally understand now. So now he's like telling his friends, like, no, like you got it fucked up. You don't understand. She's not gay. She's a man. Like, that's how I took that part.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of that is open for interpretation.
Exactly.
I think that's intentional.
That's why it's so great, bro. See, that's what artists are supposed to do. I'm not supposed to be looking at the same picture that you look at and see the same things. Like, that's how I feel. That's not cute.
I can't say what I hate it because I mean a lot of artists get away with it, but like it's boring when you're perpetually just so open and forward with exactly what you're saying. Like you don't have to tell me this song is called for a nut. Future, like I get it, bro. Yeah,
all right, my bad. All right, look, we got 3 songs left. You know what I mean?
Those are not small songs either.
Mr. Morale.
I ain't gonna lie, this one got me hyped. Like the second it came on, the beat, the I don't want to say streaking, but the melody in the background just building up that rise. It got me hyped the second it came on, and then he just really started. I don't want to say snapping, but he just started going in just from the beginning. Like, hey, let me go back to biblical with just some Enoch and come back forward to like other things in my own life that I'm struggling by the end of it. When he even quotes R. Kelly, quoting Oprah, quoting his own mother's abuse to man. Like just different things that he's struggling with in his own mind. Like this is what I've been struggling with. This is my way that I build my own morale.
Yeah.
To everything that I was just like, okay, so this.
I'm sorry. This track is like a Yeezus sequel.
Yeah.
It's like,
for sure.
So like Kanye.
This is a Kanye ass track. That's this is a track I did not expect to be on the album. All the other ones, as kind of weird and funky as they was, I kind of halfway expected them. This John, I didn't really expect this John. I'm not gonna lie.
I didn't expect this sound from Kendrick.
Yeah,
like, but just going out, just constantly disprove. Like, you can't put him in a box. You cannot say this is strictly a rapper. He only gets on these type of beats. He only makes this type of music. Kendrick is Kendrick, man. But I feel like, I don't know, like this one, it was like he was almost trying to hype himself up with the song. I don't know how to explain it any better than that. Like it's I don't know.
Like this is my morale. This is just I'm gonna talk to myself about the things that I've seen and things that I've sort of compare myself to, and then just by the second verse is okay, let me just reflect on what if other people, what if they had just a little bit of morale or a little bit of change. Like even quoting R. Kelly even now is something that's gonna be controversial. And then just to go back and be like, well, what would have happened if he wouldn't have gotten molested? Like, would he have been the monster that we say? And it starts to make you
or would he be the musician? Would he be the genius that he was?
Like, or even quoting Tyler Perry, and it's like, this is not how he uses his examples to mask. I'm like,
yeah,
I guess sort of like tearing down the mask or the facade that we see these people as. And like, okay, if you were to take this back and just look at them without this, what would they actually be to you? So, or what would they really would have been? So,
And this song was produced by Pharrell.
He all through it. He all through that song.
You got to search on it.
I only say that because of the Kanye talk.
Right. I think that was still part of the competition that he got with Ye. It's like, all right, I can make your beats better than you too, Ye.
Yeah, this track is like it's like I feel like it's trying to like be like party hype, you know, but it's like by this point in the project you're just like fucking jaded.
Yeah.
You're just a jaded old man, you know.
Jaded. Just let it happen. Just listen to the song.
Right. Like for me, I'm like I like it, you know, but it's like I have to like hear it on its own without everything around it. Cause like it's like I'm just thinking about all the other stuff, you know.
Nah, that's funny because maybe that's what's happening to me too. Because I've listened to the album straight through without like putting it on shuffle or anything. So I'm probably going through the same thing. I was thinking when I was listening to it, I was like, you probably hear this on a movie, like a soundtrack or a score or something like that. You know what I mean?
Listen, like on my first listen through the album, like by the time I got that far, like I hate it. My brain hit like an overload of like just trying to understand and unpack every other song previously. Yeah. That it took me like 4 listens of that song specifically just to get like, damn, like it's a lot. There's
yeah, like this song is again exactly like 2K music, you know. It's like just playing in the menu and you're just like, oh, dope, you know. You just like hear the bass line and it's like, okay, word.
Then you come back and was like, wait. When did he? I missed that bar. And that one and that one. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness! And then going into Mother I Sober.
Before we do that, I do want to say I feel like a lot of people are acting like the production on this project is like random or it's like not on wave, and I don't really agree. I feel like this project is actually curated to be extremely on wave. Mm-hmm. It sounds like a lot of stuff, like, and there's a lot of pieces that are reminiscent of a lot of things that are popular in music right now, and I really think it'll probably hold the public's attention a lot better than some of his other projects that I like more. You know, like To Pimp a Butterfly was kind of like in and out, you know, like people were like, yeah, I'm black, and then they were like, all right. But like this,
they listened to I and they kept it moving.
Yeah, no, for real, they did. Like,
yeah, that's my favorite album.
Yeah, it's my favorite Kendrick album too. Though I think this project is sonically better, I don't think it's as meaningful as that one. That's the wrong word. Not meaningful. I don't think it's as poignant. I don't think it hits its mark as well, because this project is kind of like it's got a lot of different ideas floating around.
Like To Pimp a Butterfly.
He's tap dancing around. He's tap dancing around the problem in the whole album.
Right. I'm sure he really wanted to give us 30 tracks.
Oh yeah.
But he was like, I can't Chris Brown y'all right now. So
would have had to take off work for that.
Yeah, for real.
No, that was crazy because was this the Mother I Sober? Is that the one where he at the end when she like you did it like yeah
I'm not even gonna lie. Mother I Sober, I had to stop and really just listen to that on repeat about 3 to 4 times straight to try to get my handle on everything that he let go. Like that was his release track where he's like, I'm gonna let go of everything that's probably been like building up and holding me back these 5 years, all the trauma, everything, you know, seeing, I mean, the feelings you even get during his words that you're saying, if you're able to visualize and why he's saying it, from feeling like he should have did something when his mother was getting hurt to even them coming back and she reflecting that on him, not believing him when he's saying, "Hey, I didn't get touched. That didn't happen to me," but them not believing him, and then even coming out and admitting the infidelity he did in his own marriage or his own relationship, and like he's admitting his mistakes, and ultimately comes to like the theme that he's really trying to give across, that hey, I'm only human. I'm not a savior. I'm not this thing that you're putting me on this pedestal. Like, I'm a person. I make so many mistakes in my life. Even though I can make this great music or this art, I'm me. I'm Kendrick. I'm not just Kendrick Lamar, the figure. And I can show like through my struggles and then reflect back to the struggles that he's shown even in the black community that he put on. It's like, hey, no, sex is my struggle, but this is something that we have in our own community. The insecurities that I'm projecting, that we project on other people, has breaking them down and even letting them know to the point where his girl recommended therapy and putting it out there that therapy is not something that needs to be looked at with horror in our community, especially our community.
He said real niggas don't go to therapy.
We don't even mention the word
you
therapy.
Sound stupid as shit now. Everybody sounds stupid.
Like, we don't even mention it. Like we don't. That's almost like it was almost like taboo when we were growing up. Like no therapy. Like we don't go to them quacks. We don't go to those people. Like we sit here. We
pay for that.
Like we take some Theraflu. You wake up in the morning and you deal with it.
I have a distinct memory of telling my mom, like when I was like 20, telling her that I wanted to see a therapist because of like dealing with anxiety and stress. And she said probably the most black mom thing I've ever heard in my life. She said, well, if it's that bad, something must be wrong with your head. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's literally, yes. That's what I'm saying. Yes.
And to finish up, just the connection he was able to make from like, hey, I had that trauma. Just like everybody, like I ain't gonna say everybody, but it's like so many people have trauma that they bury. And he like even the lyric when he's like 20 years later, that resurfaced, and like it led to like black African Americans, because we have so many things in our culture that can have traumatic effects on us, even from our ancestors seeing our people get abused and tortured in that nature, and those kind of things are a part of the generational curses that carry forward in our lines. And those are things that we need to be able to admit and start to deal with instead of burying it. And it just blew me away, just everything he admitted, even to the end. We're talking about the generational curses that he's trying our best to free our people of those by not just saying it to you, but no, it's a song, so he wants you to say it to yourself so that you can help to free yourself from these curses and these things that you buried. It almost broke my heart when I heard the child at the end. It almost broke me. I can't even lie. It almost broke me when you realize just like you did it, and you can just, because even coming down to so many times, us as men, we rarely ever hear thank you. We rarely ever hear just gratification or just, you did a good job. You did a good thing, because we're just expected to do things. And it almost broke me, man. I can't lie. That was something for me.
Like that specifically, that's one that I'm still trying to unpack myself. Like accepting gratitude. Like it's okay to be thanked. It's okay to like be praised for things that you do. Like that is a hard lesson. And it shouldn't be.
Yeah. And I really think like learning to accept yourself and like be okay with things being okay is a really big part of completing your personal growth, like, have you ever met the kind of people that like apologize and they apologize for apologizing, and they apologize and apologize and apologize? It's okay. Like it's really, you're not even doing anything bad right now, but it's hard to stop punishing yourself.
That comes to my childhood.
A big part of this song for me was the when he was like set all the hearts free that's filled with hatred. You know what I mean? He's like, I set free all you abusers. This is transformation. You know what I mean? It just kind of wrapped up the album for me real well, to the point where I didn't even expect there to be another song after.
Yeah, preacher energy.
Yeah, man, it really did. Yeah, this song was real heavy. I think the album could have been done right there. Like, but I'm
agree.
obviously glad for the, you know what I mean, for the songs after and whatnot. But yeah, man, this was a heavy one. When I still listen to it, I still get chills, like goosebumps and whatnot. Is yeah, man. We need energy like this. I wish that we had more artists that was like brave enough to like to actually do this stuff. Like he's talking in this whole album about like he sees the rappers. Like I know some of y'all listening to me. I know y'all. I see that y'all hiding the pain of abuse with like chains and women and then you know what I mean and all these exploits. I see it. And
Talking you, Future.
yeah, he's talking
Nah, like
a lot of
literally,
people.
there's so many rappers that like are exactly that.
You can
It's
see it.
like, yeah, especially like I think that it's especially important when we end up in this situation with all this gun violence and stuff, and then it's like uh, us doing gun violence on ourselves and things like that. It's like it's really important. Like all these things tie together. It's like it's no coincidence that he would be talking about homophobia and toxic masculinity and overcoming this and going to therapy and other people hiding these things, people trying to act gangster. It's not a coincidence. It's like all these things are very connected to our material like conditions in this life. So I mean, I think that it is really important to try to try to work past that. Like I showed it to some like quote unquote real niggas I know, and like immediately upon trying to even explain what father issues is about, like he asked me what's going on in the song, what is the lyrics, as it's playing, and I'm trying to tell him, and he's like, you can stop on it. I'm not like, as soon as it gets heady, and it's like, oh, you don't want to actually tackle this right now, and that's why it's important to tackle this. You know, it would be great if a lot more rappers would talk about stuff like this,
Or
to at least
people
try
in
to.
general.
At least try to.
Like all of this, everything that he was really letting out on this album are things that we as society keep inside of us. Like we hold this in and suppress this. Like if we were to address these things, I feel like us as a society would be in a better place. So I think this is a start. This is a start to people being open to talking about their problems in a way that is actually beneficial to us as a society. I mean,
Yeah.
instead of just clouding it with another, more drugs, more sex. It's not that. This is I have a problem. I'm an imperfect person. I am unpacking my own trauma and becoming a better person.
Yeah.
Definitely. This is just it. He's like, man, this is all I got left. This is my 5 years of build up, my 5 years of being quiet, my 5 years of watching my trauma, and I'm gonna let you hear it, and then I'm gonna try to help you free yourself, like using me as an example. Like, it's a good follow up to the last song. It's a good follow up to everything, and I agree. I really feel like this is me. I really feel like the album should have ended here. Like just the link into Mirror.
Mm-hmm.
I really feel like this should have been it. I don't really feel like Mirror isn't a bad
Mirror
song,
could have been a bonus track, honestly,
but
but I still like it.
I probably would have messed with Mirror better if it was earlier in the album. Like there's other spots it could have been it, but after Mother I Sober, I don't think it should have been a song to follow that. Like the ending was wonderful, the rise and everything. But Mirror in itself, it's a good flowing melody. It's a good thing to just okay. This is just something to ride out on. Some of the other outro songs and other albums I think are better, but I think just the placement of Mirror hurts it the most.
Yeah,
So
Mirror's definitely for him. Like hence the whole name Mirror. It's definitely like a track that is just for him.
I choose me. I'm sorry.
You're right. Like and like that track is like a pat on the back. That's like you made it. And it's like I feel like this project was probably very difficult for him to do, and put together throughout this time. And that was like that's like the crowning like pat on your back. It's like good job, you actually did it, Kendrick. Like you made it through this shit, even though you don't really want to be doing this shit no more. And yeah, like I don't think like I just don't really think that song's for me. Like I think it's that song is really for people that are taking the step forward, and choosing to do that thing for themselves and choosing to put themselves in the position where they need to be. And the only reason I don't feel like that song's for me is because I made decisions like that recently, you know. So it's like I've already moved past that choosing me part. It's like I chose me and I'm continually choosing me at this point. But like that song would be really important for someone that hasn't chosen themselves yet, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah, I thought it was a good. I could see why he didn't leave on the note that I thought that it was going to be in that. It was like now this is how I feel after. You know what I mean? I feel good. I feel like the music is a lot brighter. Is a lot. You know what I mean? And he's just speaking like self gratification and self love. So that's how he feels right now after getting all of this off his chest, and I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I choose me. I'm sorry. Like I feel like going back to the one song where it was talking about like you got limits to your loyalty because after a while you're going to start damaging yourself. After a while, that loyalty is toxic, whether that's to your friends or to your father, to the principles that you stand by. Like you stay you're loyal to a fault and it's going to be your fault. Like, so I like that he ended it on the I choose me, I'm sorry. It goes with the you can't please everybody to me.
Mhm.
And I just I see why. After listening to it, I see why. I see why you would end it like that. I get it.
Yeah. Yeah, like I mean, even relating it back to tracks that are seemingly a, a different topic, it's like at the end of Auntie Diaries, he's making this choice to defend Marianne at this church because he wants his family back, you know, and it's like even that decision is part of his own gratification. He's getting something that makes him happy, which is his family, which is like he's talking about his family all throughout this project. Who is Whitney, by the way?
His girlfriend. His
That's
fiance.
his fiance girlfriend.
His
Okay.
girl.
Okay. I was wondering who that was. But yeah, like he's talking about his family the entire time, So I think it's like it's really important to round it out on the fact that he's choosing himself this whole time and he's separating himself from Kendrick Lamar, the rap goat, and Kendrick Lamar, the person.
I feel like this album as a whole was just really him going through all the stages of unpacking trauma. Like he hit everything that really stresses him. He put it on the track, and then he gets a mirror where he is finally accepting happy, accepting being happy or trying to work towards being happy and focusing on his family.
Yeah. Overall, this was a very Drakey project to me, but not like today Drake, more like if you're reading this Drake. And I feel a lot of a lot of like self-righteousness, but not in a negative way. I feel a lot of like spiritual reckoning, like as Kendrick says, I can't think of what song he says it on, but it's like this is like God speaking through him, giving a message to the people, and it's like I like that because it's like arrogant rapper shit, but at the same time it's like woke thought shit, and I like that. I like that combination.
Yeah,
So
it's like now that God is talking through you, what are you going to do with that?
right,
Like,
right.
It's righteous shit talking basically. It's like
Yeah.
like God gave me this talent. Now I'm about to give y'all these bars.
I'm here. I'm going to call out my own stuff. I'm going to call out everything that I've seen. I'm going to call out all these other masks, all these other facades that I've seen. I'm going to call out trauma. I'm going to call out our trauma as a people. I'm going to call out our trauma as families. I'm going to call out our traumas in relationships. I'm going to call out everything that I've seen, that I've lived through, and that you enjoy as a part of life. Now that I've taken off the clout chasers for you, like, what do you see? What are you going to do with it? Like, what do you all have for Just overall, I enjoy the album very much. I think personally, I gave it an 8 out of 10. Like me personally, the reason I gave it because even though I definitely identify with the album on like some deeper levels, this is not an album where a lot of the songs I cannot just okay, let me go and jam this and just listen to this because I gotta process some of it. Or like some of them are gonna put me in some kind of feelings and ways that are gonna throw me off for a little bit of time. Like if I go and randomly listen to Father Time, I'm not just gonna instantly feel like, okay, let me just go out and just do X. I'm not hold up, like just it's gonna make me think of things or put me in feelings or moods and in mindsets that I have to process on certain things. So it's not something that I can just put in the car and just let that run. Like, nah, I can't put this Kendrick like I can for some other ones. It's more of a deeper thought and a deeper process. So because of that, it's definitely not as mainstream and it's not as, just instantly drop and go, especially for some of the songs in there. Some of them are a little bit forgettable. Like I can forget about Crown, I can forget about a couple other ones. So because most of the songs have their own meaning and their own purpose, I can't necessarily put all of them on just the same level. So to me, a little bit comes off of it, but it's a wonderful album. So I gave it an 8.
Yeah. I'm not sure that I'd even call this a hip hop album. Like it is, but like at the same time, I'm not. I don't know. So like I have two scores for it. I have a score as a rap project, and then a score as just like a body of work. Um, as a rap project, I give it like a 6.5. I think it could have came harder. I don't think the lyrics were like too crazy, but the messages were very strong. I do think the production's tight, and I think like what it's going for is solid. I just don't think it's something that's for the rap scene. Like it's not,
You are
you
not
know.
playing that in the club
No,
Right.
at all.
Yeah.
Ain't no club banger on this album.
Yeah,
No.
maybe Silent Hill. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, and it's like now as a body of work, I think this is like a 8.5. As like an art piece, I think this is like there's not a lot of albums that are like better than this in my opinion that I've heard. Um, I've heard there's a lot of albums that like I think have a more like hype vibe, you know. But I can't really think of any music off the top of my head that like I'm like, oh no, this album is like 100% better unless we're talking about like Michael Jackson or some shit, you know. So I think as a body of work, as an art piece, it's extremely high tier. Um, and it's up there swinging with like some of the best albums that in existence. So
Gotcha. I agree.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for like if you want me to grade it on like a hip hop like fun dancing album, I mean it's gonna no, like that's not what this is. But for me, like the way like I identify with albums, I feel like albums are just like whatever you like you get a subject, you get your body of work. Like I don't need to feel good when I'm listening to your album for it to be a good album. A common critique for Kendrick is like the work the messages are too deep and the word is it's heavy. It's too heavy for people that they want to just go and like they can't just turn it up and they can't just have fun. They got to really like reflect on themselves and my life and look at my faults and you know what I mean. I get it.
Yeah.
I definitely understand. I get it. Like I don't fault anyone who feels like that, but just for me personally, I don't need that. Like I need your body of work. Like I need your art to be like high tier art, just like creativity, originality, the instruments and the things that you use. Like I need that in my album. So for me, it's up there. It's like a 9 out of 10 for me. There's only like a couple songs that I don't understand yet in the 2 days that I've been listening to it. So I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. I think it's obviously on the artistry level that's far past like what I've been seeing these last couple years. Like I'm tuned into music. I listen to new albums from mumble rap to you know what I mean, the auto tune rap to the street rap to conscious rap. I listen to it all, but I just haven't seen a level of creativity like I see in this album. And he comes with a whole message in it too. Like he gives you a message on top of that. Like it's wow. It is yeah. So I'm gonna give that joint a 9 out of 10. Shout out to Kendrick Lamar. Did it again, man. I know why. I could see why people there's a audience that it's not for. I can see why there's an audience that don't like it. There's a lot of polarizing topics on here. They got Kodak Black on here. I can see why there's people that aren't ready to like give it a listen or even sit down with it. But it's a good body of work, man. So that's how
I agree with you fully, Zell. I think this is one of the most original sounding pieces of work out there. I don't think there's any like. Maybe you can make a culmination of sounds that builds up into what this is, but it's not just like, oh yeah, that's Kendrick, that's Kanye, that's Drake. Like it's sonically all over the place. Like I've never heard anything culminating to making me feel the way that this album did. So on that alone, I do have to give it like at least an 8.5, 9. But like yeah, Graven as a rap, like if you were going in there to listen to like beats and bars and flow, like this isn't even for you. Like don't even start it, right? Like if you were trying to listen to art and get the sounds of a person that is trying to grow as a person and trying to go down that path yourself, this is for you. But if you're just trying to turn up, like go listen to I Never Liked You.
Dude, I tried to listen to I Never Liked You after I listened to this project like 2 or 3 times.
Ooh.
I got like 4 tracks in, and
Yeah,
I was
bro.
like, bro, this is like noise.
You can't do that.
Mindset wasn't there. Your mindset is on some deeper stuff about the
right.
So it's like, I can't go and listen to something regular right now, which is why I said if I listen to this Kendrick album, I gotta stop and go do something and just rest for like an hour and get my mind ready to take on the regular world again.
That's why I don't like Naruto. One Piece spoiled me. It was like so deep.
Oh, here you go.
Yo, and I just appreciate how like Kendrick is just all like his base level is rapping at like a high caliber. Like he's like giving you high level lyricism like on a Wednesday. Like you know what I mean?
Like, that's the minimum. If you're listening to a Kendrick track, there aren't going to be bars there, but like this is not going to be in the way that you expect it to be. Like
and the beats. I don't even think there's like the majority of rappers that like are big right now. I don't think they can rap on those beats. Like
no,
they can't do
it. I mean, they can, but like they're just going to be talking about the same shit. Like it's still gonna be big money flexing, hoes and drugs.
Perks and Sandy's, just spend my check.
But
I think that's a future bar directly.
I think that's a future bar.
Oh boy, got some trauma on here. Oh boy.
Yeah, man. I just don't. I don't know. This kind of project for me, I know you guys aren't familiar with my music, but like I pretty much only listen to my own music. So it's like this is very similar to like my messaging, and like it makes me feel like I'm like hearing my own thoughts, and I like that it's got content that's not just simple, because I mean you can get simple content anywhere, like you can turn on Netflix, Hulu, whatever, and see 97 dumbass movies about nothing, and there's only like a handful of movies that have any real substance, and music is the same way, but worse. It's like, I mean, out of 100 songs, 99 songs ain't talking about shit, So it's like, and it don't matter what genre, you can go to any genre and like most of that music's not about nothing. And then it's like, when you get like a piece like this, I just really don't want people to avoid a good piece of art just because they don't like the color it's painted with,
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
Yeah, no, I think people are going to sit.
Yeah, like I feel like this particular album, the reason why it resonates so much with me is because like where I am in my life right now, I am unpacking a lot of trauma. So like it hit. Like this was exactly what I was going through. So this is the album I kind of needed to hear at that time. I feel like this one, this is one that not everybody's ready to do. Like you have to be at a certain point of like mentality in yourself to really understand the symbolism behind those songs and not just take them like, oh, he said this, and that's what the whole song is about. You feel me? Like,
Yeah.
I feel, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like an escalation from To Pimp a Butterfly. You know, To Pimp a Butterfly is like very passive. It's like, oh, I'm black, I'm proud. You know, things could be better, but they're gonna get better. You know, but this one's like, holy shit, something needs to happen right now, and it's this. It's this. You need to go to therapy. You need to unpack your daddy issues.
Start taking the steps.
Yeah.
Like
The Pimp a Butterfly is like, we gonna be all right. And this joint is, yo, we're not okay.
Yeah.
He was like, maybe I was wrong.
Yeah, like,
Time after this.
we need
man.
to
God.
stop.
Nah, but we still gonna be all right. Yeah, man. We keep listening to this Kenny. We keep doing our self-reflection. Y'all keep we keep fasting, you know what I mean? All that.
Yes,
What we gotta do. That's what he's saying.
But yeah, we went through the whole album. We gave we gave our scores, we rated it. So I mean,
this is a hell of a review, by the way. If you ain't heard this project and you watch part of this review, like this is one hell of a review.
Yeah,
Definitely.
man. I had to get it out of my system, man.
Hey, I'm with it, bro. I'm glad I was gonna be actually off to be able to do it with you. So
Yeah, I'm glad you guys showed up. I appreciate y'all showing up at the drop of a dime and whatnot, just to review one of my favorite artists. You know what I mean?
Kung Fu Kenny.
Y'all want to do y'all sign offs? Yeah, Kung Fu Kenny. Wait, did he have a? He didn't have a tag.
he did.
Oh yeah. Okay, Llama. Come on,
Yeah.
man.
Okay, Llama.
Look. Okay, Llama. All right. Look, that's what we here with right now. Shout out to Kendrick Lamar. Yeah, y'all want to do y'all sign offs? You can catch me at What It Sound Like on Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Times. Wednesday, it's not Wednesday night fights anymore, is it? It's the roundtable discussions on Wednesdays. You can catch me there too, man.
Yeah, man. It's Itaizuku. You can find me on all platforms, Itaizuku. If you just type in Itaizuku, you'll probably find some shit that you didn't know existed, and I probably forgot about. So just look for it. There's tons of content out there. If not, you can hit me up on Facebook. Just message me. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about. I'll entertain you for as long as you like.
Hey.
Likes it. Oh, well, no, just your boy Monray Hudson. Catch me on Instagram, TikTok. Click on the link tree. See all the podcasts I'm part of, the Great Blerd Cartel. Over our 99 Media, Broke Ugly Dudes Entertainment. We are here. We talk about everything. Come get you some.
Wait, it's a thing just for broke ugly dudes.
What?
I should have started that myself.
I didn't come up with the name. I'm like, hey, whatever works.
I feel like it applies to me. I want parts. I want parts.
Hey, I'll let you know.
Out of pocket.
I am Alush V. You can catch me on Sundays. We actually run slightly late for it, but on Then and Now podcast 5:30. That usually runs on Sundays at 5:30. This week we're probably gonna run it around like 6:15. You can catch me streaming to Barterproof Gaming every Tuesday. I think this is time so with Tuesdays around 5 p.m. Eastern. And you can find me on Facebook, Otis East. I'm always there talking shit about something. Zell now.
Hey. All right, y'all. We'll link up. Y'all take it easy, man. Check out that new Kendrick.
Hold it down.